Hello everyone and welcome back to the Great Book of Grudges. My name is Nathan and we're back with another Total War Warhammer video. Today we can finally show off all the new units for the Skaven of Clan Moulder, one of the newest playable factions in the Twisted and the Twilight DLC, where we'll be having a closer look at them through the custom battle function. So without further ado, let's begin. First and foremost we have Flot the Unclean, Clan Moulder's faction leader. Decent enough stats. This is a melee based lord who is a support specialist with armor piercing, anti-large and regeneration. Flot is able to summon a unit of rat ogres once per battle. Twice per battle he may also buff up both himself and a Clan Moulder monster, restoring HP whilst also providing a buff to leadership and melee combat. Flot himself is a character you want up close and personal with your enemy, surrounded by loads of monsters if possible. And yes, Flot can indeed ride a brood horror later as he levels up. Supporting Flot the Unclean are the Skaven Packmasters, a new hero which is anti-large and has charge defense against large foes. You will notice also a new augment which is permanently on these characters such as Flot, that of running with the pack, which will allow any monsters near it to be able to regenerate 4 HP points per second. Shock Collar is a new ability which could be used on Clan Moulder monsters but also benefit the Packmaster. This grants immune to psychology, increased leadership and increased melee attack. And yes, your eyes do not deceive you, the Packmaster can indeed also ride a brood horror. This DLC also brings a legendary hero for the Skaven, Gorich. This heavily mutated rat ogre, who used to be a chaos warrior, is there to do damage and lots of it. He's heavily armored, has armor piercing, anti-infantry and causes terror. Gorich has his own special vortex ability, which does a lot of damage. If you can get him surrounded by a decent amount of enemy units, you can essentially rip them apart without much trouble. His second hero ability, Warp Frenzy, will give him quite tasty buffs too, plus 25% armor piercing weapon damage, plus 24 melee attack, and plus 25% base weapon damage. The first of what could be considered core units is that of the Wolf Rat. Armor piercing, very fast and vanguard. They're wolves essentially, just with rat features. If you know how to use the Chaos Warhounds, the Vampire Count Direwolves, or even the Norscan Ice Wolves, you'll already know how to use these units on the battlefield. The basic fast war machine hunters and flanking units, that's all they're there for essentially. Can we also just say that the Wolf Rats with the helmets are downright adorable? The same could be said for the wolf rats with poison, but instead they'll lose their armor piercing, being weak against armor, but gain poison attacks. Once again, if you're used to using these types of wolf units, then you already know how to use them in game. A new regiment of renown for the rat ogres comes in with the Fighters of Hell's Deep, and they look absolutely grim, with warpstone pulsating through their veins. Use them as you would your normal rat ogres, but obviously take into account that they are regiments of renown and thus only have limited recruitment. I know a lot of people have been waiting to see this beast up close, so next we have the Brood Horror, the naked mole rat of the Skaven. This is a large monster with armor piercing, is very fast, causes terror and has death blow. This is a big beastie and it's here to do damage. Attribute it into a similar way as to the Lizardmen Carnosaur. Fast, able to do a lot of damage, but you can end up losing track of them and they can get destroyed fairly quick if left unattended. I'm curious to see if any players are going to go for a full Brood Horror Doomstack, where you'd see Flot on his Brood Horror, a Packmaster or two accompanied by Brood Horror mounts, and then the rest as Brood Horrors too. Next we have the Mutant Rat Ogre, a single entity variant of the Rat Ogre who is super powered and super ugly. With massive amounts of warpstone protruding from his body, this boy means business. Armor piercing, anti-infantry and frenzy, obviously causing terror too. This monster is there to destroy enemy lines. Its high weapon strength and high melee attack could also be used against larger creatures, of course. There is also a Regiment of Renown variant, that of Morstikar's Hellion, a nod to the big man himself. This is another single entity monster which will be used in the same way as its normal variant. And lastly we have the Thing, a Hellpit Abomination Regiment of Renown, with probably the best name ever implemented into the Total War Warhammer series. As can be expected, this is a Hellpit Abomination, so use it exactly the same way as intended, but it does have a special ability known as Fluid Injection. This provides a 25% increase to armor piercing weapon damage, plus 24 melee attack, and plus 25% base weapon damage. It will however send the Thing into a rampage, so do be prepared for that. With that, those are all the units implemented for Clan Moulder for the Twisted and the Twilight DLC. Yes, this is monster focused, however, the clan itself is indeed monster focused, and it already pairs up nicely with everything already available to the Skaven roster. The Skaven are one of the most versatile in terms of unit roster. They have stuff which can fulfill every single need, and I believe with Clan Moulder's addition, it adds in the extra need for monsters and a good way to buff up those monsters themselves. While some may say that not a lot of units have been added in for Clan Moulder, you have to take into account that obviously we also have the laboratory mechanic, which will allow you to create your own type of monsters, so you have a lot of versatility here. But these are the new units implemented for the Skaven in the Twisted and the Twilight DLC. What do you guys think about it? Are there any units you're particularly looking forward to play with, or are you not too interested on the Skaven? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below, and let's start a bit of a discussion. But with that, my friends, we've come to the end of our video. Thank you so much for watching. If you did enjoy the video, might I suggest giving the video a like, or even subscribing to the channel, as it really does help us out. In the description section below are various links to different social media platforms such as Facebook, Instagram, and Discord. Also in the description section is an affiliate link with Element Games where you could buy loads of hobby-based products, not just Warhammer, for 10 to 25% off. Making a purchase using that link and also our special code, which is also in the description, supports the channel at no extra cost to you, which we think is rather cool. A big thank you to our patrons. Your support means the world to us. It's amazing that people want to help a small channel like us grow and get to a higher level of content. A big thank you to Gibraltar LUSC, Ryan Bertsche, Andrew Prince, and Ogre for subscribing to us at our Fane level. You guys are super cool. And a big thank you to Edward Yule, VSVasan, Aaron Whitman, and Shaggy for subscribing to us at our King level. Honestly, we can't thank you all enough. And lastly, a big thank you to all of you for liking, sharing, and commenting on these videos. Honestly, it's because of you guys that the channel's been growing at such a great pace lately, so we can't thank you all enough. But with that, my friends, thank you so much for watching once again, and we shall see you all again very, very soon. Have a good day.